All right, we are live. We are live. Hopefully, there's no crazy echo or anything. I'm gonna check the audio to make sure we are good because I want to talk about this thing. I'm gonna check the audio to make it's a little echoey, but I'm doing something a little bit different here because I have to because of the internet in here. I'm still working out the kinks on that. So what we have here, we're gonna have a little bit of an echo because I'm doing this through my tablet, which I know my tablet is gonna be fine as far as internet. I shouldn't have a problem with that, unlike the Wi-Fi through my computer, where I'm basically gonna get a stronger Wi-Fi connection until I find a way to probably get this hardwired. I might have to talk to my internet service provider to see if I can run a Ethernet cable up here. Just a little bit of inside baseball. The Ethernet connection is on the other side of the house. I noticed that the other day. So maybe what I'll do is get an extender and hardwire the extender, but the extender has to be a very powerful extender. So I'm planning on doing that as well as an option. I don't know if that's going to be the thing to do, but right now my internet looks really good on my computer, but I think it has something to do with the way it is set up as soon as I cut on the computer. Right now I'm running 5G. I got like 90 something up, 20 something down. No, I'm sorry, 90 down and 20 up, which looks good. But I don't want to mess with that because if I get on there and it start acting up, it's gonna mess up the content. So what I'm doing over here is just looking at it, testing it out. My main thing is I'll probably get a stronger Wi-Fi connection to start with that, and then from there I'll probably just go in and see if I really need a hardwire connection, which I probably am leaning towards that, but I'm ruling all possibilities out before I do that. So what I'm going to do is right now we're going to talk about when do you stop collecting games, because the main thing about my situation is I'm in the process of moving. I just got most of the stuff over here that I want moved. I guess I'll show you a semi tour of what I got in a second. But what I have is, hold on, make sure the audio is good. Show you a semi tour of what I got. Yeah, it ain't too bad. Like I said, I'll probably do a semi tour of what I got in here and just show you how I got it set up right now. It's not the best. It's still kind of bare in here because I don't have a couch yet. My wife said she's gonna buy me a couch up here. And she's just absolutely amazing. So I'm planning on getting that. I am going to go back to the old house because I still got like 2 more weeks left in the old house. So with that being said, we're going to get everything else that we need to get out of there. We got all the necessities. We'll have to clean up the place or whatever the case may be. I'm definitely going to get my sound panels because you can hear the echo. But then again, I'm not using my mic. I'm just using my tablet. So the microphone from the tablet might not be the best. So, but like I said, uh, in the process of moving, you can see like the little bit of upgrade that I've done to the room. I'm gonna slide over so you can see all the games. Well, these are not all the games I got, and this is why I'm talking about this. I'm continuing to set up what I have over here, and what I got behind me is basically sixth generation on up, outside of the PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast. The PlayStation 2 games and my Dreamcast games are in a bin over here, which, like I said, in a little bit, I'll walk around and show you what I got on this side of the room now. And I want to put more of my sixth generation stuff over there, but the problem is that I have the room over there. Like you can see, like I have the room like in this little corner right here. But then again, I have my setup for my arcade. That's going to be my arcade area over there. I'm going to show you that in a little bit as well. So I don't necessarily have like the space to put all my sixth generation on up stuff up there. I mean, I can technically can do it, but it's just going to have to work like that. And I'll give you the reasons why I said that in a second. So everything, GameCube, Wii on up is over there. PlayStation 2 on down is over here. And I got so much stuff up here, and it makes me think like, all right, do I need to continue to collect games? Because I have a lot. and this right here is just probably about a little bit more than half of what I have, and it's pretty bad that I have all these games, but it's good at the same time because I love gaming and I'm a historian of gaming. I love the background of gaming. I love playing games on original hardware. I love everything it brings to the table. So I'm a big fan of collecting games and having them. But when is enough enough? When we get to the point where you just, okay, I got everything I want. I don't know if I'm going to collect. I don't know if I'm going to stop collect. I don't know if I should stop collecting because you still got consoles still coming out. The Switch 2 is coming out. The next PlayStation is coming out. You still have the Xbox. I don't even know if they're going to do physical games, but you have that coming out as well. And when you're looking at those consoles, those are the next 3 consoles coming out. And even if Xbox don't do physical and PlayStation may do semi-physical, Nintendo's doing physical. Like, do you continue to add to the collection? Like this right here, what I have in here is like 40 years of history, 40 years of gaming. No, I don't have every game in on every console, but I got pretty much most of the heavy hitters, like and some obscure games that you may not even know about, and or most people that may not know about, because you got to be like a big time nerd to be collecting certain games that that's not the mainstream type of games from back in the day. You find those type of games and you want to get them and you find out how great they are, and then all of a sudden you're like hooked. So as of right now, well, I'll talk about this in a second, but I have a lot of games. I have a game I track that tracks all the games that I've bought, all the games that I have in inventory. I haven't finished the inventory because I was in the process of doing the inventory as I was moving, so I put a hold on it. I think at the end of the day, let me see. Let me email this to me because it's a backup of my games. Sorry about that. All right, because every time you go in the game it asks you, do you want to back up your games? So as of right now, which I know this is not all the games. As of right now, it says I have 1,051 games that are physical. That's not all the games back there. All of those games haven't been scanned, and I have a whole bunch of other games that are in there that are just in a bin, in both of these bins over here that I gotta move. And I still have maybe like, I would say maybe like 2 dozen games at the old house I need to bring over. So it's a lot. And it made me think to the point now, do I need to continue to collect? I think this is the moment. And I said this a while back, like, I don't know if I will be collecting PlayStation 6 games. I don't think that I will be. I don't see myself collecting the next Xbox. I'll probably do the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2 because of my son, even though he's more acclimated into the digital side of things. He don't really care about the little small Nintendo Switch games. So he's not really big on that. So I may not even, I may not even collect those. But I think that with the industry the way it is now, and where they're looking at where they don't even want you to actually really buy physical games. They want you to buy things digital, and they're really making it be known by the way they are advertising games or giving you incentives to buy digital or incentives to stay on the digital platform because they can charge you more money compared to physical games. It may become a point where these games are just going to be, just paperweight. Xbox already have games out there that has no data on the disc. You're just buying a little small 100, maybe 200 megabytes of data that tells you like, hey, this is the license to the game, and download the rest of the game from their servers. So what am I buying if I buy a physical copy of games? I know Call of Duty does that now. It's like, what are you buying when you do that? So I'm really looking at this whole situation like, do I continue to collect? What's the reason behind collecting games at this point? Because I feel like when you buy a game, these games has some type of value to them. Not necessarily monetary, but it has some type of sentimental value. It has a physical value to it. The picking up of a game that's physical and you have like, the artwork or as a backstory or the story of the game in an instruction manual, or even when you have the disc and the cool artwork that's on the disc of the game that you buy. It's like those type of things are something you can't necessarily put a price tag on. And now it's kind of like diminishing all of that. Some of this stuff, they don't even come with, the paper. They don't even come with paper inside of the cases anymore. It just has a disc, let alone an instruction manual. So it's gotten to the point where I think, and this is not to tell anybody what to do. I just feel like at this point, you may want to get to I ain't gonna say you may, but I know I'm getting to the realization where I don't see there's any reason to collect games after this generation. I think the PlayStation 5, you could collect games for the PlayStation 5. I think that'd be really cool. If you collect games for the Xbox One or Xbox Series, I still think that's pretty cool, even though some games aren't on the disc anymore. But I think the majority of them are, so that's cool. But until I see otherwise, when it comes to the actual, product of the next Xbox, which I'm starting to think they may go all physical. I mean, I'm sorry, I think they may go all digital. So when you go that route and then you turn right back around and you see where that PlayStation is kind of iffy on it, I don't know if it's even be worth it or viable to pick up certain games. Now, I said certain games because I don't think I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to just buy everything physical on PS6, even though I think about it a lot. And I told my wife about it, because she was like, you don't go out and buy physical games anymore. You don't go to the retro game stores like you used to. Because I haven't been to one to probably like since like before my birthday. And my birthday's in December. It's now the middle of February. So I really haven't been to a physical store, even though there's probably about 3 stores I want to visit just because I haven't been to before, just to experience going there. But I don't have any desire to run out and buy any physical games because for the most part, with all the consoles that I have, I pretty much got every game that I want. I truly feel that way. And there may be some games out there that are, that are interesting. And this is going back what I said with the PS6. These games have to be interesting, and I have to know that I'm getting something out of the physical copy for me to actually buy a game. So it's not like right now with the PS5 or right now with the Xbox Series. I still like going out to buy my games physical. Like if I buy a game, it's going to be physical, and I want to keep it that way for this generation. Anything else on down, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, PS2, definitely original Xbox, anything below the 5th generation on down, I would love to buy those games physical because I know what I'm getting. If I buy a GameCube game complete in box, I know I'm getting an instruction manual. I know I'm getting like the artwork if that's complete along with it. I know I'm getting a full package. If I buy a complete in box Sega Genesis game, I'm getting the clamshell. I'm getting all that. Hell, I even give some leeway to the PlayStation 5 and even the Xbox One, Xbox Series games. Even if I buy a current game today where I get a PS5 or Xbox Series game, I do feel like I'm getting the actual game on the disc as of right now. Next generation, I'm basically going to be doing this on a case-by-case basis to where am I getting, the full game? do I know I'm getting the full game? And I'm sitting there thinking like I'm not sure if I'm getting it. So that's where I sit at when it comes to that, because I'm like, I don't really know where I stand. I ain't gonna say where I stand, but where the standing of physical games. So now I'm like, I'm looking like, okay, this is where I'm gonna probably stop collecting after this generation. But that doesn't mean I'm going all physical. I'll probably take it by case basis. Let's just say, for instance, GTA 6 comes out, which I still think is probably coming out for the PS5. Let's just say it comes out for the PS6 and it's like a definitive version and everything is on the disc, or you get like this deluxe package where you get all. Now I will buy that. But I'm still a little bit skeptical about the PS5 version, unless if you're paying like a deluxe edition, like which I said they'll probably have. And if they have a deluxe edition and I feel like it's fairly priced, let's say 100, maybe 150, I'll probably go that route and buy that particular game, because I mean it's GTA 6. But whole nother side note, GTA 6 might not be the game what we think it is. I mean, I've heard a lot of rumblings about that game. It might be short of expectations, but the original writers and the original devs that started GTA is not there anymore. So you don't know, you know what I mean? So let me think about another game that's like more current, which, like I said, I'm probably going to buy, like say Ninja Gaiden 4. That's a game that I'll buy physical. So I'm a big fan of Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, when that comes out on physical, I'll probably buy that. Doom Eternal, no, I forgot the next Doom game, because Doom Eternal's already out. The next Doom game, I'll probably end up buying that because I'm a big fan of Doom. And but like some of these other games that's coming out that the Xbox was coming out with, or some of those games that was on State of Play, I don't. There's nothing for me to jump and say, hey, maybe you should go ahead and buy that physical. I just don't see it. So, like I said, it like that's basically where I'm going at with this. I don't see myself doing, the whole all physical thing on the PS6. It's basically going to be a case by case basis. But like right now, if I decide to buy a PS5 game or Xbox game, I want to buy that physical. And this is probably like the last generation where I do so. I just think at this point, where I am with gaming and all the stuff I have now, I do think enough is enough when it comes to collecting. I am in my early 40s now. I love gaming. This is my passion. And to be quite honest, I see myself doing this for the next 50 years. But at the same time, I don't see myself collecting more games physically for all that time. I see myself gaming until I'm no longer here. I'm just that big of a gamer. But let's think about this. You're talking about, I've been buying games as long as I've been buying games since I've been in early college or right out of high school. Like right before high school, I started buying my own games, and I really started collecting like 2000, 2001. So I've been collecting for almost 25 years now. And when I also think about it, a lot of the games that I bought are games that were new when I was born. I was born in the early 80s. I got games from the NES from the early 80s, mid 80s. Well, the NES from the mid 80s on up. So I've been collecting games that are just as old as I am. So do I look like a person that will have a 90, or hopefully, and I pray that I live forever, but I doubt it. That's not going to happen. I pray that I live for a very, very long time, probably double, double my age now, or double and a half. You got to understand, like, that's almost 90 years worth of gaming. Some of this stuff probably won't even work anymore, granted, but I don't feel like I'm going to give up anything. So that's going to be a lot of stuff in a house or wherever I put it, or do I sell it? I don't see myself selling none of this stuff. So it's like, it may even get to a point where gaming, let's be, I doubt it if it actually go away, but gaming beyond the PS6 may not even be the flex that I want to have at that point. You gotta understand, like, what the PlayStation 6 come out 2028. So the PS7 will probably be like 2035. You know, that's 10 years from now. I'll be just hitting, 50, early 50s. I don't know. I think I'll just be good with what I got, until this stuff stops working. Now, this is another thing I just mentioned. A lot of this stuff may not work anymore. So let's say my Super Nintendo, my N64, like a lot of this stuff just stopped working or whatever. And it just doesn't work anymore. So I turn around and say, hey, do I get rid of what I have that don't work and just start collecting for, let's say, the PS6 or the next Xbox or the next Nintendo? Let's just say, so, you replace one console with another. The PS, no, I didn't say the PS 2 or whatever. Let's just say, for instance, the NES stopped working. I moved the NES out, moved all those games for that console out, and then I bring in the PlayStation 6 as the replacement. And it's not like my collection's getting any bigger, unless if I have maybe 40 NES games, and I turn around and get 100 and something PS6 games if the physical games are still a thing. Like, so if I replace a console with another console, do the collecting side of things continue? That's a good question, to be honest. I don't know. But I just feel also, like I said, I don't think there's going to be that big of an emphasis on physical games anymore. I just don't see it. Especially from Xbox, I think they're just out the window with it. They don't care anymore. When you're looking at something like the PlayStation, maybe they'll continue the physical side of stuff. I know Nintendo's going to continue until they can't stop. They're going to continue to make those little small SD chips so you can use in your Switch. I don't see them ever going all digital. I don't see Nintendo ever going all digital. But I do see a time where PlayStation and Xbox just be like, forget it. You're also supposed to have a Steam box possibly coming out. Steam ain't doing nothing physical. I don't see that. So it's a lot to think about. But I think for me, at the end of this generation, I will more likely just stop with the collecting, unless if I see a game that I feel that's worth picking up physical, because I just don't want to add more to this collection. Now, speaking of that, this is what I just put together recently. This is a lot of games over there. I have a lot of games over here. I'm going to show you guys what I actually have. I guess I can give you a semi-tour of what I got. Obviously, we're not done yet. I plan on putting a nice rug right here, put a nice couch right here so we can play some games on the couch where I'm not sitting in front of the PC or sitting in my computer chair all day. And with that being said, that's just the plan right now. So I'll be doing that. Now, I'm going to give you a little quick tour and show you why I feel like I need to stop collecting. So let's do that real quick. And we'll talk. Okay, so this is basically what I have right here as far as the TV. Let me see. I'm going to turn this around. Can I turn this around? No, I ain't going to turn it around. Forget it. This is my TV, right, 4K. And these are the consoles that I got. And basically, I have all these consoles. I think my son has been messing with this. I don't know why he's been messing with my GameCube, but that's okay. All right, so sorry about that. Let me see if I can turn this around. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this around because this is crazy. If I can't, that's fine. No, it's okay. I'm doing too much. All right, so right there, I got my Dreamcast, my PlayStation 2. You see my PlayStation 2, y'all see that right there? And that's my GameCube and Wii. Over there's my original Xbox. It's my Xbox Series. This is a Retron Square that I'm using for the Retron Square is used for the Game Boy Advance. Obviously, that's the PS5. Original Xbox. Down here is the 360. It's a Switch where my son has a Switch. There's my retro AVS and my PlayStation 3. All right, so that's what I got right there. So over here, what I got right here, this is going to be set up for an arcade machine. I'm going to get like an arcade setup right here. I already got the joysticks and everything. And one thing about this, I did a video on this a while back where, move that out the way. With this, it can rotate. It can rotate so I can play games like that in that fashion for arcade games. So I got that as well. And over here is my GameCube. Over here is PS4. Down here at the bottom, I guess you can see is PS5. GameCube, and I said that already. All these are my PS3 games. Got those right there. These two areas is my original Xbox stuff. That's over probably about 300, 400, probably around about 400 original Xbox games between these two. Over here is my Wii U stuff. The Switch stuff is downstairs for my son has the Wii U stuff. Down here is Xbox 360 and my Xbox One, Xbox Series stuff. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is why I don't have my other stuff yet out yet. These two bins right here. It's my Nintendo Super Famicom. I don't have that hooked up. I just have it sitting right here. But these two bins right here are nothing but retro games that are 5th generation on down. Oh, also it has my PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast stuff in there. PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, and everything else on down. That's Saturn, PlayStation 1, N64, Super Nintendo, Genesis, NES, PC Engine, all that stuff is in there. And over here, I didn't show y'all this the other day, which is, yeah, it's okay. I set this up because I set this up over here, which was my new, well, I ain't gonna say new, but that was my other TV stand that I bought up here. I had this old TV stand over here first, but I moved it over here to put my retro stuff over here. So over here is my CRT. I have my PC Engine. Yeah, PC Engine, my NES, my SCART switcher, one of my PS2s. Down there's my Genesis, my N64, my Dreamcast, my other Dreamcast, because I have that's a Japanese one. That one over there is the main one. This is my other PS2, which is a fat English one. This one is the fat Japanese one. My Super Nintendo and my Saturn. See my Saturn, yeah. So that's what I got set up right now in here. And I still have a little bit ways to go when it comes to my games. So, hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, this don't want to come off. All right, let's get it. And put that back up there. Will it work? Nope. All right, great. There we go. Sorry about that, y'all, on the live. All right, let's see. Let's drop that. Perfect. All right, so that's basically why the dilemma that I'm in right now, because like, why do I want to continue to collect games where I have this stuff over there as well, where I gotta set, what I want to do is with those bins over there, I'm going to move all that out and I'm going to put some more shelves over there. And that's where everything that's in that bin is going to be on the shelves over there. And I'm looking at everything now where it's like, my goodness, I have a lot of stuff. and it's gotten to the point where I may feel like enough is enough when it comes to these games. So yeah, I still gotta bring my arcade stick over here, my X arcade stick. I'm gonna put that over there. I'm gonna buy a small Raspberry Pi type of PC setup over there so I can play like strictly arcade games. You know, that's gonna be the move for that. And as far as everything else, I'm basically gonna have it set up in here to where I could play my retro stuff over here that I showed you guys, my CRT, and over here I'm gonna be playing the modern stuff. But I have enough room to put everything where I want it to. So this is way better than the last place I was at. So this is absolutely awesome. And this is working out just fine. The only thing I'm dealing with right now is my internet connection because, like I said, my hard wire is on the other side of the house. Once I get that over here, I'm gonna find a way to get it hardwired. And after that, the sky's the limit, guys. Everything's gonna be absolutely rocking and rolling. But until then, we're gonna continue to rock and roll with what we have when it comes to actually live streaming, when it comes to making content, when it comes to having discussions. I know a few people ask about having discussions. Shout out to Kenneth Mullen. He has a YouTube channel, and he's been wanting me to get on live and actually discuss gaming and everything under that umbrella. I've been wanting to do that, and another one of my subscribers asked that as well. So we will be doing that in the near future yet again, where I do more, discussion-based gaming, where we talk about games, and it's just I put it like this as well. I know I'm never going to stop gaming, so I'm going to continue to have new stuff to talk about. All this stuff in here is some form of content, so I will try my best to give you a backdrop on whatever we can talk about that's in this room. But even with the new games, and even I'm going to be playing the newer stuff that's relevant. So I'm going to be playing that, and we'll be able to talk about modern games and old school games and everything under the umbrella at the same time, because I just feel like it's very vital that we are able to enjoy this hobby while we can. I try my best to stay safe, be safe. I'm always out on the road working. I always want to make it back home safe to me and my family. And I want to enjoy this hobby, and I want to share this hobby with you guys. But I have to be honest, because there's a lot going on out here when it comes to actually picking up games, actually, doing pickups, which I think the pickups are absolutely exciting. But I'm always self-aware that this stuff can become a problem where I could be hoarding. Regardless if I want all this stuff, it still could be a form of hoarding where I'm just buying stuff just because. So I always try to step back. And watch what I buy, even though, look, every time I go out, I be looking like, oh, where's the closest game store? Where's the closest GameStop? I love mom and pop stores, so is this one in the area? The weekend comes up. Where's the flea market? Should I go to the flea market? What can I find out there that's still relevant? Here in the Atlanta area, they have indoor flea markets, which some of them are open 5 to 6 days a week. I always try to refrain from trying to go to these places because they can always get you in a situation where you're just buying stuff. And I never want to be in that position to where I'm just buying stuff just because. I kind of got into that point where I was with the original Xbox, because at some point I thought about it like, look, I'm just going to buy the entire collection that's out, all like 1,100 games. And I was started that, and I had to cut back. Some games that I bought, I just had no intention of playing, and I had to get rid of those games, and I sold some of them because look, every game I have in here are games that I want to play at some point, or I feel like this is a game that I want to play at at some point. It's just going to be something that's a part of the hobby. I want to play it at some point, so I always keep these games on standby. And it's the sole purpose why I buy these games. Because after a long day of work, or when I don't feel like dealing with the world, or when I don't feel like dealing with somebody, you know, and I just want to get away from it all and I just want to chill out and play some games, this is what I have. You know, the fortunate part about it is, well, I guess the somewhat downside, I can say fortunate. Fortunate part is I have the games. Some things about it is like you just have to get to the point where you have to just say, hold on, I don't lost my train of thought. Unfortunately, I have the games, but the problem with having all the games is like you have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of games. So that's the thing that you have to really, worry about. Like you have all this stuff. You don't want to get into the point where you're just buying so much stuff and you just have it. Star Group, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. What's going on with you, man? Hey, I'm trying to make it into something. So I got like triple the space of what I had at the other place. So far, so good. I'm not necessarily done. This is just probably like 60, maybe 70. I'll say 60% of what I got. I just talked about the other stuff that I have in a bin over there that I have to put together, that I'm going to have another bookshelf to have the rest of my games on. So I have a lot more to do, and then I'm getting a couch. I'm gonna get I don't know if I'm gonna get a coffee table though, but I'm gonna get a couch and I'm gonna get a rug in here because hardwood floor is great, but it's just comfortable with the rug and everything, and I don't want to mess up the hardwood floor with the couch or whatever case may be. So probably going to be doing that as well. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But at the end of the day, it's just I do understand that this hobby is what it is. It's a hobby. And I want to buy games that I know I'm going to play. I think maybe out of all of these games, there's maybe about a dozen, maybe, I'll say maybe 20 games that I bought. Maybe 20 games that I bought that I knew nothing about, but I just bought it because I picked it up and I looked at it and I thought it was interesting. But I never really went out and just bought games because I'll take that back because I just talked about it. With the original Xbox, I bought games just because it was original Xbox. I mean, I'm sitting here having, the Barbie, I had a Barbie game. I had, what was the other game that I had? There's some games that I had no business having. It's just some games that I know that it didn't fit my personality. It didn't fit what I like. It didn't fit anything that I was interested in, but I bought it because I tried to complete an entire collection. It was just ridiculous. So with that being said, man, I had to weed a lot of stuff out. Games that I know I did not want, like a lot of these games here, which I probably will be really thinking about, not doubting if I do it, because I keep going back and forth with this, and I keep going back and forth, so I probably won't do it. I actually thought about downsizing a little bit of the collection. A lot of the duplicate Madden games I have, the duplicate NBA Lives, the NBA 2Ks, like the sports titles, I thought about downsizing them, not giving them away, but just taking them out of the rotation and putting them in a closet somewhere, or I'll put it like in a separate bookshelf or a separate area where it won't be, in the way. Because, at the end of the day, a lot of these football games, a lot of these basketball, all these sports titles, a lot of them are very similar. I mean, hell, it's the same sports game. So outside of new animations, probably new modes, new concepts, baseball is baseball, right? So it's just, at the end of the day, it's just, I thought about it, but I don't see myself doing it because I don't want to alienate my collection. I'll probably just still have them all together. Now, one thing I did say I'm going to do, and I broke my promise already, which I'll probably work on sometime this weekend, because next weekend I plan on going out of town. Probably this weekend, I plan on alphabetizing all of this. I just started putting the stuff up on there, and then once I got halfway through it, I was like, oh man, I forgot I alphabetized this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it another time. Maybe I could do that as a live stream where we just sit and talk and chill and have a conversation about games while I alphabetize and stuff, and we just have another session where we just chill out and stream and talk about stuff. Star Groove says, I can't be a completionist in anything. I just stick with the stuff I know I like. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I tried it with the original Xbox because the Dreamcast is my favorite console. Well, I ain't say it's my favorite. It was my favorite console. It to me is like number 2 though. My favorite console of all of my consoles is the original Xbox. I am a huge original Xbox fan, and in my opinion, I think I kind of feel that Microsoft kind of lost their way a little bit. But I'm a huge original Xbox fan, and I was at the point where I was going to collect everything original Xbox, and I kind of got away. I mean, I actually even had the Steel Battalion arcade stick or the mech stick. If there was a Steel Battalion, I even had that. Why would I have that? Because I'm not going to play stuff. Now, to this day, now thinking about it now, Steel Battalion does look nice if I put it on that stand back there. It would look nice, but I have no desire to hook all that up and play that for one game. So I sold a Steel Battalion controller. You know, I had all of that stuff. I had the original Xbox racing wheel, which I'm probably going to buy that back again. I think I'm going to need to get another racing wheel for the original Xbox. Forza 1 on original Xbox is oh my god, I love that game. There's a couple other racing games I like too, but I may get an original Xbox racing wheel again just to play that. Hopefully I can find one that's in working condition. So I may go back and buy one of those again. What else? I had so many other things for the original. I had I think I got one light gun left for the original Xbox for the House of the Dead. House of the Dead 3. I think I still have that light gun, but I had like 2 of them that was green. And but why would I need 2 light guns? I mean, I'm the only one playing. My wife may play, but sometimes she'd be like, yeah, forget it. I don't want. So I don't have that. So a lot of original, but this right here, I wanted to keep this. And y'all have seen this in my videos that I had from when I was at the other house. I love this. I'm going to keep this, and I got this in great condition. And I do plan on trying to buy the other Xbox bag that look like this. But I bought this for like, I think the guy sold it for like $7. Now you go on eBay, these things are pretty expensive. You can put your whole Xbox in it, put your controllers in, all that great stuff. But, you know, outside of the original Xbox, I just don't see myself, you know, I just don't see myself doing anything beyond, you know, getting close to completing a console. I think over there I got about almost at 400 original Xbox games. So it's let's see, hold on. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. What's going on, Kenneth? The mother, what's going on? I gotta return the favor, bro. Gotta return the favor to you. What's going on, Antonio? Type again, Kenneth. Type again real quick. Star Group said, I can't get rid of my GameCube ASCII keyboard controller, even though I'll probably never PS4 again. Right. Like, I have the Dreamcast keyboard, which I can play Typing of the Dead. I'll never get rid of that. The Dreamcast typer, the Typing of the Dead, I'll never get rid of that. And now that's one game I'll go back and play every now and then again as well. But yeah, it's just some things like I said, there's some things that I just had to get rid of because I knew I wasn't going to play. I was not going to play Steel Battalion again. Now I will say with typing up the House of the Dead on the Xbox, I may get a second light gun for that. I may do that. I doubt it, but I may do it. But I know for certain, like, I got the GunCon 1, GunCon 2. You know, I got a couple of light guns for Time Crisis. Those I'm not getting rid of. But they're just because I love light gun games. So that's not going to be something I get rid of. Just like you, like, your ASCII keyboard. And the thing about it with your ASCII keyboard, like, that right there is a very good collectible item. You know, that's something you might want to get rid of. But the Steel Battalion one, I know I wasn't going to play it anymore. And somebody, obviously it was in demand, so a lot of people wanted to buy it. So, yeah, no problem, Kenneth, man. You made me a mod on your channel. I was going to make you a mod on mine, man. It's no problem. But, Antonio, I hope you're doing well. Hopefully everything is good with you. But for me, like I said, man, when do you get to the point where you stop collecting games? Because, like, for me, it's like, and I'll recap if some of y'all just coming in here. I just did a quick tour of the room so far, what I got set up. You can go back and rewind it and look. I have pretty much all of my consoles set up outside of my PS1, and because my PS1 is at the other house. And what else I got over there? I think the PS1 is the only one I don't have set up because I have a PS2 and I have a PS3. They all play PS1 games, so I don't have that one hooked up. So I have all my consoles hooked up. I have the CRT over here now. I got the modern gaming stuff over here. That little thing back there that you see with the two legs, it's another TV on that. So that right there is going to be where I put my X arcade stick, and I'm going to be playing arcade games over there where I can rotate the screen. And I did a tour of all of my games that's over there. Everything over there from GameCube, Wii U, Xbox 360, PS3, original Xbox, PS3, PS4, PS5, all that's over there. Now, everything that's below that, PS2, Dreamcast on down, is in a bin over here where I got to add a bookshelf up here to put those games on a bookshelf. And it's about as many games as I got behind me, but I'll probably be able to work it out because, like, they're not all in DVD cases. You know, the PS2 is in DVD case. Then you have the Dreamcast and the Saturn. Those are the Saturn in long boxes. The Dreamcast in small jewel cases. The PS1 jewel cases. And then everything else is cartridges. N64, Super Nintendo, Genesis they do have the clamshell. Got some of those. And I got loose copy Genesis games. So I should be able to fit all that over there. But looking at all this that I got, this is why I was saying, like, when do you stop collecting games? This is where I was saying, when do you stop collecting? And for me, it just feels like this generation, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, is the last generation where I'm just going to stop collecting games. Like, not that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop buying physical, but the physical games have to be worth buying. I'm just not gonna buy a physical game because we looked at Call of Duty. I talked about Call of Duty earlier, where Call of Duty was basically like 20 or 200 megabytes of data, and then you download the rest of the game off of a server. I think Halo Infinite is like that as well, where you buy Halo Infinite, and when you put the disc in, it reads that little bit of data. The game is not on the disc. Just that little bit of data is on the disc. So what you do is you put the disc in, it reads that little bit of data, and then the rest of the game is coming from the server. You might as well just buy digital at that point. I think Xbox is going that route to where most of their games, if not all of the games, are going to be like that. Or they're just going to go all digital because Xboxes look like they're going to do that, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Nintendo's going to stay physical. I believe Nintendo's going to stay physical. I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be good. No worries there. I'm a little worried about the PlayStation, so it's kind of hit or miss. I don't know what they're going to do because everybody's trying to get you on their platform to buy digital products. They don't really care too much about the physical stuff. They just don't anymore. So I'm not going to be chasing to where on average, out of all of my games, I have an average around 60, maybe 50 physical games of each console I got. I may have somewhere around between 50 and 60 of those physical games on average. So I don't see myself buying another 50 games of the PlayStation 6. I don't see myself buying another 50 or 60 games of the next Xbox. I just don't. Blank 964 says that's where I'm at because it's PS4 and Xbox One. It doesn't feel like we actually own these games when we buy the physical product. Exactly. Doug also says I made it through. Oh, that's Doug right there. Hey guys, kept Doug in his prayers on a few streams ago. He said he was having lung transplant, and it seems like he made it through. Everybody, clap and absolutely applaud Doug for making it through that. That is absolutely awesome. Matter of fact, the few days after you put that on my screen, I've been thinking about you, and I didn't know how it went. Few weeks, a month or so later, here you are. Absolutely awesome, Doug. Absolutely awesome. Awesome. Good to know that you made it through that. Absolutely awesome. It's good to know that Doug made it through that because I was, like I said, I was thinking about him, a few weeks ago after the stream. I was like, man, what's up with that, man? That was because he came through my stream and he just dropped it on us like, look, man, I'm having lung transplant. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. As a matter of fact, that was the time when I did my first, packing, when I started packing up the stuff to come to this house. So that was that PlayStation 2? I can't remember, but it was one of the first ones I did. But Doug, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you made it through. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, man, that's great. That is great. That is absolutely great. But with that being said, like I said, PS4, Xbox One, you don't feel like you own any of this stuff. And I took a chance on the PlayStation 5 where the PS5 was, maybe it was still under the same type of format of the PS4. So I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and buy physical copies of PS5 games. Like, I don't know if y'all see them because I don't want to move the camera again. But right down here at the bottom, those are pretty much all PS5 games. I know you can see the little white tab at the top. All those are PS5 games. So I did start buying games for the PS5. And over here, where the dark part of the bottom part is my Xbox One, Xbox Series games. And the reason why I started buying games for the Xbox Series, because I feel like this may be the last console generation where we're not getting this the last console generation that we are getting physical games. I don't see us getting physical games on the Xbox side of things when the next console come out. I could be wrong. So I'm probably going to go all in on the Xbox Series or the Xbox One games because of that. The next Xbox come out, we may not get physical at all. But maybe I'm wrong. But even then, I'm still looking at it from a situation where I'm going to pick and choose what physical games I'm buying. I don't see myself actually, going all in like I've done in the past. And I mean, I feel like, to be honest, and I never like to tell people what to do with their money or whatever, but when you are looking at the value of buying physical games, nowadays you just get a disc and hopefully the data's on the disc and you don't get an instruction manual. In some cases, you barely even get that little piece of paper that tells you, the informational facts of said game. So 1 second, I want to do something real quick, just to show you guys. Picking up a random game. Oh, perfect. And I'm gonna pick up another random game over here. Let's just pick anything. Let's see. Where's the other one? Here we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Perfect. All right, these are 2 games, and I'm getting about to the hour mark, so I might cut this off at an hour because it's Monday. We all got lives and things we got to do, and I want Doug to rest up to make sure he is as healthy and as strong as he can be. So I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Remnant of the Ashes. This is a fantastic game. I know the second one came out already. I haven't played the second one yet. If you have a chance to buy this game, buy it. This is a fantastic game. The problem with this game is this. Well, not the game itself, but the packaging. You're not getting anything out of this. And if I'm not okay, this is a single player. You can still play the single player, so you don't have to worry about it always being online, I don't think. It's something to test one day, because I think you can get actual on the hard drive saves. But nevertheless, this is what you get. But this is a fantastic shooter. Highly recommend you pick up. But this is all you get. Original Xbox game, Toka Race Driver 3. This is an absolute fantastic racing game. If you like Forza 1, if you like any racing game and you have an original Xbox, this game is on par, in my opinion, with the Forza series or the Project Gotham Racing. I don't think it is as in-depth, but this game, the driving is just as good. And it makes me think that I need to get a racing wheel for my original Xbox even more now. But look what you get when you get in here. Get the whole instruction manual. Look at this. You can even get, they got old 900 number on here. Like, who still use 900 numbers? Like, do they still work? But you also get, I don't think I ever used this. But it gives you a little paper to tell you can get 2 free cheats. I doubt if this still works. Codemasters is still around via EA Sports, but I doubt if you go register this game, you'll get anything out of it. But just look at the 2 differences. This game came out in 2017, 2016, I don't know. 2020. This game came out in 2020. You get this. This game came out in 2005, and you get all of this. So this is what I'm talking about. It's like, this feels like you got this. This feels like you own something. This, because look, that's another thing. All the content is on the disc. Everything is here. You don't have to worry about any patches or anything. I'm almost certain this has like 4, maybe 5 updates on the game. And if your console is offline, hell, if the console's online, your Xbox might not work, but that's a whole other story for another day. If your console is offline, you may not even have the full, experience of having something like this compared to something like this. I could pop this in my original Xbox right now. Matter of fact, I could be wrong. This game may work on the 360. I doubt it, though. But this is a game that's absolutely phenomenal to play. Absolutely phenomenal. Kevin Muller said, I bought one of the Crew games physically and didn't play it. Hopefully it's not the first one, because if it's the first Crew, then you got a cup holder. You know what I'm saying? You got you basically got that if it's the first Crew game. I always wanted to get into the Crew game because I love racing games, but it just never caught on to me. I don't know, maybe because it's a Ubisoft thing. I don't know, but I never caught on to the Crew. I never caught, it just never caught my eye or my attention to actually buy. But when you look at these 2 right here, is a stark contrast on what it is today. Oh, there, look at that. He tried to play it and it didn't work. Probably because it was tied to online, I'm pretty sure, because It's ridiculous, man. That's a whole nother issue I don't want to get into right now. But this says single player mode solo. Hopefully you can play this without being attached to online. But nevertheless, games like this that's on the original Xbox, even all the way up to the PS3 and Xbox 360, maybe even on the PS4. I think the PS4 and I don't know about the Xbox One, but even on the PS4, you pop a disc in online or offline, it should play. Nowadays, you just don't know. So it's pretty unfortunate, but yeah, but like I said, one more time before I get out of here, I think I'm going to stop collecting games once the PS6, Xbox Series, or the next Xbox come out. That's where it's going to be at. I'm still going to jump on PS5, jump on the Xbox Series, even though I know I'm at a risk of buying these type of games because it's Xbox and they may not work anymore. Same thing with the PS5. I know PS4 games, from what I heard, they still would work online, offline, or whatever. But I will pick and choose going forward once the next PlayStation come out, the next Xbox come out. You know, the next you ain't gotta worry about the next Nintendo. Nintendo Switch is gonna be fine. The console after that, I think they'll always do physical, so I don't think you have to worry about much of that. But I done made it to an hour. I said I'm gonna be here for an hour, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for everybody who came through. I want to do this more often. I tried to start, but the last time I did, but the internet was doing this thing. Today I kind of got a way to resolve that, but I am going to work to continue to get the best internet connection up here possible. I may have to make some moves to make that happen. So hopefully that will be the case. But I will definitely try to be back at least every other day. Just depends. You know, I got family stuff to do. My wife may need me to do something. What I'm about to say, my son may need me. You know, those type of things. So I got so many other things I have to do. So the plan is to try to go live at least every other day or one day a week, or I mean, one day every day. I mean, once a day, try to go live. But I got other things I have to do. So hopefully that will work out in due time. If not, I'll still have the recorded content, you know, that I do, like whether I'm on the road or if I'm in my car, or hell, if I just decide to do a quick video up here and I don't have time to be live. But the plan is to be live as much as possible, because I love these conversations. And once I get everything working, I'm going to have people on, and we're going to do our discussions like Kenneth Mullen wants me to do, like Antonio wants me to do, like Sir Bishop wants me to do, and hopefully everybody else wants me to do. And so that's the plan. So thank you guys. I'll be doing more updates on the room. Got a couch coming in, a rug coming in, new bookshelf coming in, and everything else that's going to be involved. We'll put some stuff on the wall. My Georgia Southern stuff. Shout out to the Georgia Southern Eagles. We'll have that stuff on the wall. Have some all type of stuff to make this place look great. So, but I'm doing it not just for me, but I'm doing it for you guys, because you guys come and take your time to listen to me, and I really appreciate it. So I want to give the best content possible. But I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. And yeah, let's check and see what the family doing. And got to be to work tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that next video. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.